Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre community RITE NITE, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost, none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then you will already find the link to that in chat, maybe because we tried booting up the stream before and it immediately crashed on us. I don't know. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No. But you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, mastery, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. And let's get ourselves started. Let's see. Oh, well, should turn customize on. That would be a interesting little surprise, but let me know if anyone would like to get us started today. Blind RITE NITE, only Lids can see. Players have to try to win without seeing the screen, just based off my commentary. That actually, was it last week that, so last week I was sick. I woke up with a terrible headache out of nowhere. So we did not have a RITE NITE last week. The week before that, we did have some technical difficulties. Hoping that that was just a sort of fluke and that magically this week things will be 100% better in that regard. Although, was one of the issues that there was a pop-up for remote play that wouldn't go away when people came into the stream so that they couldn't see? Or was it that they just couldn't even control stuff at all? I don't remember. Stuff happened a couple weeks ago and it didn't go so well. We had to make some last-minute adjustments, which were actually pretty extreme, and yet we still found a way to make it work. So hopefully we don't have to do that, but who knows? Maybe we might have to do something similar like that. But in order to start us off with an exiles request, we've not even established who is going to play at the beginning here. Let me, speaking of which, let me jump into Discord so I can more easily converse with those who may be interested in playing here. There we are. Okay, now I'm in Discord. Now I'm good to go. So what is Nora sending up here? Just one emote is going to describe all of it. For exiles and for song, it's Snadra. Okay, well the song is simple enough. It's gonna be forbidden knowledge, right? As for the exiles, is it just Snadra? Or are we talking full-blown Beyonders in every single spot? How extreme are we Snadring? Snadra first. Is it a full Snadra squad? Or just Snadra? Could be. It depends. How much Snadra are we talking today? Is this a Super Snadra day? Up to the players? Okay, fair enough. Well, speaking of players, we do need a couple of people to get in here to start us off, so let us know if anyone would like to do just that. We know that we will have a specific song. We know that players will be leading off with Snadra. Could be that she had her birthday yesterday. Is that so? Celebrating some Snadra in that case. I don't know, do we have any Snadra enthusiasts in chat? Behind on the announcement schedule. Yeah, that's right, now we're into July. Isn't, I want to say Headwind is also in July, I think? Later in the month, I'm pretty sure, but and Or says she can get us started, so that'd be one person, and this might be... Okay, hold on. This is where we put Steam Remote Play to the test, because it was not so cooperative last week, and by not so cooperative, I mean extremely uncooperative last week, so hopefully that will not be the case this time round. Oh no. This is what happened though, wasn't it? Oh no, okay. I had the blue circle of death for a second there, and I wasn't able to move Steam Remote Play before over to the other tab, which I'm pretty sure is what happened a couple weeks ago. But then, eventually, it made up its mind and let me interact with it, which hopefully means that it is still behaving today. So we are looking to get a Nor in. It sounds like she is in. Let me unplug my own controller. But do we have anyone else who would like to hop in here in addition to a Nor? The one thing that we have set up thus far is that we will have Snadra. Snadra is the lead. Up to you if you want to do a full Beyonders squad or not. But in celebration of Snadra's birthday. What's up, Emberic? How are you? Oh, Emberic, how kind of you to volunteer to jump in. I am on a Pyre screen right now. Oh no. Oh no. I don't like where this is headed. I don't like where this is going. Oh no.
I can remove please wait screen.
No! Remote play! Why? Why do you do this, remote play? You are, well, you know, Arumi?
I can move. Yeah.
Arumi, you might not be that far off. You actually might not be that far off, because I'm pretty sure Nor cannot see anything. As you just saw on stream, she is able to change the triumvirate, so it seems as though she can control stuff. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that it was gonna there would be some Steam update that had happened over the course of the past couple weeks that fixed whatever issue this was, or that it was just some strange fluke and that time alone would fix it. But apparently not. Apparently not, and perhaps a proper bug fixing session may be in order here. That's probably not something that not something that I will bore you all to death with, but last week, or a couple weeks ago, our workaround was that we actually had somebody else be the host of both me and whoever else was playing, and I commentated over the other person's hosted matches. But I don't know if we have enough people who are available and with a functioning remote play Pyre combination that could do that. It was Phaler who hosted to do that last time. I don't know if Phaler's in chat. I don't think I've seen him yet. But we may need a third party to swoop in here to our rescue to host on our behalf, because, well, if this is any indication, we tested pretty extensively a couple of weeks ago all these different combinations of ways to get one person in, two people in different orders, and a whole bunch of different setups to see if we could find a way to crack the code and break this bug, but it did not work until we just did a complete workaround by having someone else host. Yeah, and Barrack, I'm afraid that may be so. I'm afraid that may be the case. So, I mean, we could try getting someone else in here, just to see if they are experiencing the same problem that Nora's having, but I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point, given how that is something that we spent a lot of time checking a couple weeks ago. We should probably do it just to be absolutely certain, but anyone mind just hopping in here? I'll send you a remote play invite, and we'll see if you are also basically getting your screen blocked, more or less. And if that is so, then we may be either in need... Yeah, because we even tested other games, and I think we concluded that, for me, any remote play game will not work. So, basically, we can't really do a backup game. We can't just completely switch to a different game if Pyre isn't working. We would pretty much need someone else to host, and I can remote play into them and commentate over that. That's what we did a couple weeks ago. Or we... Phaler! Phaler, he's here! Phaler, we need you! No! When we needed him most. Oh no. by the scribes. Eastlock has in fact cursed this day. And more like cursed remote play. I don't know what I've done to upset Eastlock, but clearly I've done something. Feyther, can I at least send you a remote play invite and just see if you're experiencing the same problems that Honor's experiencing? Given all the tests we did a couple weeks ago, I assume that that will be the case, but just to be absolutely certain. Just to confirm. Oh, away from PC. Okay. Yeah, so is anyone... Honestly, you don't even need to be available to play. Anyone who could just be a guinea pig for us for, honestly, about 30 seconds is all I'm asking for here, and I think that's... Yeah, I may have accidentally bumped into Steam Remote Play's wagon when I was flying over the downside, and apparently they did not forgive me for it. Because, yeah, basically, I assume this means that... Let's see. Yeah, honestly, we just need a guinea pig, so that's totally fine. I honestly don't know, Failer. My old one had McAfee. I don't think my new one does, because McAfee was just a royal pain in the butt, and I don't think I had to do anything to deal with that this time, so I don't think I have McAfee. I'm not sure about Norton. Yeah, so if someone could just jump in here to be a guinea pig. Joined at an unfortunate time. Tiny Star Searcher. All you need to do, though, is just send me a friend invite on Steam. My Steam friend code is pinned in the Black Wagon page on Discord, so you should be able to find it there. So if you do that, you can send me a friend invite on Steam. I'll accept your friend invite. We need to be Steam friends so that I can send you a remote play invite. And basically from there, we're just gonna see if you can see anything at all when you join in, or Honor can describe it more vividly than I could, but I'm pretty sure it would just be like basically a menu screen almost blocking the game that prevents you from seeing or doing much of anything once we get you in. Arumi is available to test? Okay. Maybe we can use Arumi as our guinea pig then. Let's see. Okay. And oh, that's a fantastic Steam name, by the way. Let's see, let me... Alright, maybe we'll use Arumi as our guinea pig. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so Nor has a please wait screen as if I were tabbed out of the game, which normally happens when I am tabbed out. But right now, you can see this is my cursor. This is me clicking said cursor. I am not tabbed out of this game. So they should be able to see, yeah, they should be able to see Pyre with no please hold screen. So it is completely blind for them. They seem to still be able to control things. So we actually could do a blind Pyre match. So, not completely blocked, but like the center of the screen at least is, if I remember what people were saying last week. So, alright guys, here's how I think we can proceed. There are a few things we can do. First thing, most straightforward thing, we say, well, this stinks. Remote play is broken, and we can't do anything with remote play until I do some bug fixing stuffs. And therefore, we just say, all right, we tried. Let's end the stream here, and I'll see if I can figure out what's going on here. Maybe I can loop in some people to assist who are more technically advanced than I am in the dark arts of remote play. Basically, you know, do we say, no, this is a deal breaker? That's one option. Do we say, okay, well, we'll just play with the hand we've been dealt here. We'll deal with it, and we will do a 80% blind Pyre stream in which chat can see. The players cannot, or at least can only see 80% of the screen. That's mean, incredibly memey and probably very frustrating for the players, but technically possible, I think. So, that's plan B. Plan C is, okay, we've established that we can't play Pyre the way we want to, we can't play any other Steam Remote Play games the way we want to, and we just pick a different game that does not require Steam Remote Play at all, whether it be a single-player game or some other multiplayer game that we can get people in for that does not require that we use Steam Remote Play to team up like that. Blind Pyre so thematic for Snadra's birthday. I mean, I am kind of intrigued to see if we can do one match like that and just embrace the chaos ever so briefly. Or we go back to Parsec, that's true. I don't think I ever actually set up Parsec, but technically speaking, that is, it would not be something I could immediately switch over to, but, you know, if remote play, we can't figure it out, then next week we could potentially do Parsec, I don't know. But, alright, so, Plan A, end stream here. Plan B, blind Pyre. Plan C, different game altogether that doesn't require remote play at all, and, you know, we can figure out what that would be in that case. Failer's gotta go. See you, Failer. Oh, no. Oh, or I should say, Plan D, which was actually the thing that we did last time, was we have someone else here that hosts Pyre and hosts whoever is playing and also hosts me, and I will spectate and commentate over that. But that requires that we have additional people with Pyre who are able to run the game and host remote play and all that stuff. So to become a host, basically all you need to do is have Pyre on your computer, run Pyre, and then if you go to Steam, in fact, I can probably even show you. On your Steam friends list, okay. On your Steam friends list, you scroll down to a name and say, iRotor. Right-click, remote play together, and this will send them an invite to join your game via Steam Remote Play. And once you do that, they just accept it, and they are in. Never used Parsec, just heard stories. I've heard stories. I've seen them written on scrolls from long, long ago. Okay, so yeah. Plan A. Or, I mean, not that A is inherently better than any of these other ones, but A is cancel stream, and basically I'll just use this time to try to figure out what the cause of all this stuff is. Plan B, blind Pyre. Plan C, totally different game. Plan D, try to get someone else to host. Honor is interested in one blind match, and you know, I think there is something to be said for doing that when we're trying to do a Snadra-themed match. I am curious. I am also kind of curious to at least see if it's possible. So I think someone dropped there. Did we lose Arumi? Yeah, we lost Arumi, but we still have Honor in here. So if someone wants to jump in and just see... Arumi, if you or anyone else wants to see what a blind Pyre match is like, we could give that a shot. Meanwhile, we give chat a little bit additional time to ponder what their preferred course of action is for the remainder of this stream. Why don't we do that? Let's get Arumi in. We'll try a truly or 80% blind Pyre match. Snadra themed and all. Oh, Nor, can you hit the bumpers on your controller for a second? Okay, so Nor's, well, I guess hold on until Arumi gets in. At the moment, you're player 2, but that's subject to change. Okay, now if one of you could hit your bumpers. Yeah, I think Arumi's player 1 here and Anora's player 2. I mean, I'll enter in your information. Yeah, Arumi's player 1. I'll enter in your information so that chat can see everything. If you really want to, I mean, I guess the players could like watch the stream to see, but then technically they have a delay in that case, so it's not even like that's a totally adequate workaround. Okay, Arumi, which triumvirates do you guys want to be for your blind match? Arumi, Anor, Essence for Arumi, okay. Nightwings for Anor, okay. So chat, you're gonna see things as if they were a normal match, I think. But for the players, it is anything but that. Now, I'm not even sure if I don't think we tried this last week. There's a chance that you just aren't even gonna be able to control it all once we get in. But, where did Ron go? Okay, so I think we're good to go here. To the extent that we are good to go under these circumstances. We're good to go for our blind Pyre match. Oh man, it's so cursed.
You stand upon the pit of Melith.
It's so cursed.
You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Prevail and step closer to freedom. The Essence, stand prepared. Prepare yourselves, Nightwings.
All right. So you're supposed to lead off with Snadra. Can you see Snadra? There you go. Yeah, that's Snadra. As for her abilities, maybe you can see that. Maybe you can't. I don't know. For chat, this looks totally normal. For the players, they are telling us that much of their screen is blocked. So maybe they can see the corners well enough to select Snadra. I'm surprised, though, that they've been able to, with reasonable precision, select masteries and pick talismans that make sense, so it's not as if they're completely blinded. You guys still can't really see the middle of the screen, right? Because you could be fooling me right about now. This looks relatively normal. It's not as if they're struggling mightily here on the menus. Although, maybe Arumi can't see the difference between those two masteries and isn't sure which one he's taking. Send me screenshots, okay. Yeah, I'm curious. No, is there some chance of you guys accidentally taking a mastery you didn't mean to take, or a talisman you didn't mean to take, things like that? Alright, so you can take a full Beyonders team if you would like to, but Snadra as the lead is the only requirement here for our blind Pyre match. Chat, should we look at those screenshots before we start up the match, just so we have that context of what it's like for these players right now, or is that better after the fact? To go, oh, so that's why they were doing that. What do we think? Okay, maybe there is a fix. So yeah, I mean, I'm not about to try to hotfix Steam Remote Play issues in the middle of a stream. So, you know, if there are potential solutions that people have identified, then I would definitely at least want to stop the stream while I'm troubleshooting all that stuff and implementing whatever fixes there may be. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. Anor nearly identified one of the latest and greatest features. Oh, then again, she can't really see, so maybe she didn't even notice. Like both options between seeing before and seeing after, the limits to the player's vision. Is this the last exile? It is the last exile. All right, well, we'll save it for the end of that. So, although it might look totally normal for you in chat, for the players it is anything but. They apparently cannot see the middle of the screen.
The pyre has been scathed.
But that didn't stop Anor from throwing this one in for 20, so be interesting to see to what extent that affects their play here. I was expecting for it to be very difficult for them to do much of anything meaningful. But maybe not, because Arumi is memeing, bouncing off the walls and in, and that looks just like he can see perfectly well. And as we were saying, Anor previously threw it in, and I feel like throwing is, I don't know, is throwing or plunging more difficult when you might not be able to see the pyre? Neither player seems particularly perturbed by the circumstances. Like Arumi making defensive plays here? I mean, surely he saw that, right? I don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. This looks suspiciously normal.
No sign of the essence for the time. The orb sails forth into the flame.
Maybe they're just making a big fuss over nothing. I don't know. They seem fine. They seem totally fine. Borderline, if not outright unaffected, perhaps. I don't know. Anor's going for off-the-wall plays, as was Arumi.
Beauteous.
It's not like they're struggling to do stuff here. I don't know what to make of this.
All of the essence.
I'm so confused. That was maybe the first time I've seen thus far where it looked as if Anor or Arumi was unable to see what was in front of their character.
A pyre stricken
Beyond that,
from afar.
you could totally just throw this match in, no context,
A swift
and at the end of it tell me, did you notice anything strange with this match? And I would have nothing to say to you. It would look like a totally normal match.
The rite is nearly ended. Banished one and
Double
all,
banishments?
and it is done.
I don't know, guys. It looked pretty normal to me.
Such a
With one or two slight, minor exceptions. You guys seemed fine.
end this night's proceedings.
Oh, is it only 20%? Okay, hold on. If it's only 20% of the screen, that's nothing.
Till the next rite.
Okay. Muscle memory, they say. Okay, shall we see what they were actually experiencing there? Because they say that it was a little deceiving. Looks were a little deceiving. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's no big deal. Okay, like obviously it's not ideal, but it's not as if you can't see anything at all. I thought it was like blocking all that. I was like, okay, you can only see the very corners of the screen, and therefore you're going to be struggling anytime the orb is in the middle, or there's something directly in front of your character. Yeah, no, but I agree, Rumi. Most of it is not sued. Some of it, there may be lawsuits pending. There may be some litigation in the works. That is true. But most of it, probably not. So, alright, now that we have seen, / in the case of Arumi and Nor, experience a 20% blind Pyre match, what do we think? Meanwhile, and Barrack is asking for imps, Blood Princess is asking that we turn customize off, so chat wants blood, okay? Chat wants blood. So, what do we say? I guess chat seems fine with that. I mean, chat isn't really that affected because their screen is unblocked altogether. But for the players, how was that experience? Because we could proceed as we have here with the somewhat blind stuff. We could say, okay, let's see. Anor said fine with her. Might depend a bit on the arena. Let's see, because like that was a small arena that had a bunch of wall bouncy shenanigans. It did have some obstacles in the middle, and every once in a while, maybe once or possibly twice, it looked like one of the players walked into one of the obstacles in the middle because they presumably didn't know it was there. But I'm trying to think if there are any other, like the maybe Nest of Triesta might be the worst with those lava pits in the middle. Otherwise, like that's the most extreme. Otherwise, anything like, oh, the hockey pucks in the cairn could be a little bit tricky. So obviously those move around, you don't necessarily know exactly where they are. Otherwise, I mean, there are other arenas that have obstacles in the middle. They just are stagnant, so it's less of an uncertainty in that case. So I guess I'll leave this one up to the players on this occasion, at least for the moment. We did... Wait, hold on, let me check. I think it was imps first, and then it was customize off. So technically that would mean, since we can't do both of those, it would be a match of imps, and then it'd be a customize off match. Yeah. Yeah, that would be the case. So... Oh no, it was the Imp Arena. Oh, I see. I just saw the word imps and assumed you meant exiles. Oh. Oh, I didn't even read that that was an arena request. Okay. Okay, no, so we can do both. We can still do both. We can do Isle of Kalimdor and customize off, and that is true chaos for sure. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking of the cairn for the moving hockey pucks, but imps on Isle of Kalimdor as well. Yeah. Oh, no worries. That was me for not reading. My bad for not reading it further beyond just the imps. Okay, so Anor and Arumi, if you guys are okay with it, I guess we can proceed here. Because it is mostly the players who are suffering here from this bug that we have. Arumi says fine. I think Anor said earlier. Works for her, so alright, we'll do it. We'll do it, you know? We'll do not just one Snadra-themed match, every match is Snadra-themed in this case to celebrate her birthday, because everyone is going to miss out a little bit on that center of the screen. At least the players. And now with Customize Off and the Imp Arena, who knows what will happen here?
You are gathered to conduct this rite. Only the righteous shall emerge victorious. The essence stand.
Maybe it was actually a blessing from the scribes to honor Snadra. Double curse sap for Arumi. Crone Nomad Demon for Anor. Oh, and the saplings could certainly prove very effective with the middle section of the screen blocked, although both players need to figure out where they are. It's Nor getting started with a 30 damage plunge. Okay. Lendl goes down here, and Anor may not have seen Volfred there. And Core, thanks for the sub. How's it going? Core, in case you missed it, we do currently have a bug. You can't see it in chat, but the players are unable to view the middle 20-ish% of the screen. Something like that. So naturally, the players said they're okay with it, but naturally chat came in and said, well, obviously we need to make this the most chaotic, the most difficult way possible for the players to deal with. Oh my goodness, what happened to that imp? I mean, the players probably couldn't see it, but they chose the Isle of Kalimdor because of the moving imps, and they chose Customize Off for additional chaos as well.
The essence adversaries gained an edge.
Yeah, there's some of these imps that are just spinning with such velocity. So many revolutions per minute, revolutions per second. Saw it in the Discord? Okay. So that is what they are dealing with. They said they're okay with it, at least for the time being. It was recently Snadra's birthday, so in some ways, perhaps this is in her honor. Rumi is hiding in the middle, then goes for his secret strike.
Best not give in to pride, just
Plunging from nowhere with Ruki. Yeah, the battle for the middle is going to be pretty interesting, especially in a situation like this where Rumi has a sap. And sometimes we'll have a sapling. And as for whether Anor is knowledgeable of where those things are, that's a different story. Anor plunges. There is a chance that Rumi has rekindling here. I haven't been keeping the closest of attention to the masteries on his sap. So he might have a second life bar here. Otherwise, if he does not, one score from Jody would be sufficient. Now that is likely the case for Rumi as well. Unless Anor has a RITE Light, she would not have any rekindling. And any of Rumi's exiles would have enough damage. Opportunity. Oh, but it is rekindling. 10 rekindling. So there you have it, the second life bar for Rumi. Oh, and Anor had leeches? Wait, what? Where'd she get the leech from? Leeching talisman on Jody? She must have. So that was 50% leeched. She was on 15 Pyre life, now she is 30. So Nor now can take 2 hits. Make it 1. Oh, but yeah, double the extra damage, in fact. Not that that makes a huge difference. Now, still, no matter what happens, 1 score from Rumi would do the trick. Here comes Anor, though. Oh, last second save from Ruki. There's always a chance Anor has RITE Light. 20 rekindling talisman. You never know with customize off. There's always a chance. Though it would be unlikely. Oh, and the sapling comes out just in time to save Rumi. Ruki stopped. Here comes Jody. But Volfred takes her out. So many last second banishments here. You have to ask yourself how many of them are planned and how many are just sheer chance. With things like that where sapling placements, well, Anor might just have no idea that there's a sapling there at all. Or a theoretical imp. Anor also can step on her teammates' portraits, if she can see those portraits. That also might be something that is invisible to her. Ruki tried to play reverse psychology there and not jump. But Anor makes it in for the winning crone plunge.
They somehow managed to scrape by despite their adversaries' efforts.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Oh, man. Oh, and it was Udmilda as well, not even Bertrude. Udmilda masquerading as Bertrude, one might even say. Further cursing this RITE Night, perhaps. Anor seems to like it. For Rumi, let's see, curs and worms. Small enough that with a zoomed out enough camera, they can hide inside the box very slightly. I was wondering to what extent Rumi was with the sapling and saps trying to hide in the middle there where Anor might not have been able to see and get some surprise banishments. I think we... Blood Princess, didn't you? I think you did 2 customize off requests, didn't you? I think you did. Am I making that up? Here's 1. No, Anor did another. Okay. So we... technically, we're still customized off here. Core says in 30 minutes or so. Okay. It's okay. I mean, if you guys are down for it, we can do it. It seems like, at least at the moment, the players are fine with it. But we'll reset our arena. Arumi likes it too, hey, you know? It is thematically fitting for this week, at least. Alright, so we have Customize off. We could still do Arena, we could still do Song. Otherwise, just about everything is accounted for here. Implement this as a mod or other way, you know, have it such that you can specify what percentage of the screen you want to have blocked. True, true. It does need to be a picture of Falcon Run. It does need to be a picture of Falcon Run. That is the only suitable, the only acceptable way to do that. No question. Okay, it looks like we're just going Customize off here and not much beyond that. That is a reward. That becomes what the Falcon Run redeem turns into. Alright, let's get this started then.
Why, hello, exiles. You heed the summons to the cairn of Haub. Here you shall be tested by your adversary. May further shame befall whomever fails. The essence, stand ready. Nightwings, stand ready.
Alright, it's another sap for Rumi here. Savage Cur. Then Worm, Savage, and Crone for Anor. Anor does have the salute for the stowaway, so teleports onto the orb and follows up with a plunge here. Mooncrest on Gareth for Rumi, I think is what we just confirmed. Anor does not have the Worm salute, she just tested for it. And Rumi just waltzes on in with Gareth. Anor was taken aback by his impeccable style. Anor has Can Singularity for what it's worth. Anor does have it on somebody. Not entirely sure who it is just yet. It is not the stowaway. Stowaway. Plunges here. I mean, Anor almost had a, on the cairn as well, Anor almost had the full-blown Can Singularity setup. A bunch of almost. She has the Worm, but she doesn't have the Stunning Claim. She has the Savage Salute. She has the Can Singularity. Don't know if she has False Step or not, as Arumi throws it in for 20. I think it might be Bertrude, the Can Singularity. It's either that or it's Lady River, because it is not the stowaway. And it's whoever just came back. I think it's Bertrude then. Middle is blocked. See if Arumi deliberately tries to hide there. Bertrude, oh, Arumi leapfrogs over, but blocked by Lady River. Bertrude down. Wolfred. To Delbert. Stamina back, jumps over it in.
The essence seem to want their freedom more.
Arumi. Big leap with Gareth. And leaps in. Good for another 20. Now Anor is sapless, so unless this time she does have the right light, she'll not have any rekindling, which means one more score, perhaps all that Arumi needs here. Arumi does, of course, have a sap. He is not at risk of losing his initial Pyre life anyway, and no rekindling. So that will seal the deal.
Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all. The rite is ended.
That last one was invisible?
until the next rite.
There are definitely ways to take advantage of that blind spot in the middle. Oh, okay. Hold on. If we go to the boat, we had a song request. I assume that it must have been... It wasn't outright stated, but I assume it must have been either this, for the meme, or the irony, or more likely this. Yeah, imagine blind boat magic, where you don't even realize, but you jump across the entire arena and score. Okay, did we have a customized off for this one? I mean, I was kind of just assuming we were about to have a... There it is. Customized off for perhaps the whole night at this rate. And Anor does break it out here. There we go. Okay. So in that case, I think we are ready here, because that covers everything. So let's get started. And what kind of boat magic will we see here?
The time is nigh.
Oh, someone turned the sermon for on as well?
To the Hulk of Ores.
I didn't mean to do that.
You now have this chance to prove yourselves. We soon shall see who is the most deserving. The Essence, stand prepared.
Alright, let's see. Oh, it's 2 demons for Arumi and 1 demon for Anor. It was meant to be. It truly is the will of the scribes. Including Orlek for Arumi. Here he is. Oh, I am so intrigued. I am so ready for this. Jody against Jody. Arumi lining it up. But unsuccessful there. Anor nearly avoided banishment via the power of the super boat magic. And Arumi uses it to carry Orlek in for 25. No prayer beads on him. He's gone now. So now it is Jody against Jody once again. Anor, with her Jody, checking for Brazen Manor. Does have it. Oh, not a big enough jump. Oh, its shoulder smash on the boat is incredible. Anor does have Seize Chance with her worm, so that's an extra 10 damage there, 25 total. But let's be honest here, we signed up for the demons. That's what we all came here to see. Rumi's lining it up with Orlek. Ooh, so close to getting that extra puddle there for the full arena plunge. He does get it there, but not nearly as dramatic as we were hoping it would have been.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents.
Arumi with Jody. Knocks back the defender and walks in. Oh, has the leech. 15% leech on Jodario. It's a pretty big factor. And 1 score, perhaps all that Arumi needs here. Orlek. Blocked. Knocks back the defender, though. Titan Tooth for Anor on that worm. That is certainly useful, especially on the boat. She moves in with Jody. And goes straight in. Oh, with Astral Eye, extra damage in that case. Does, however, mean now no Jodariel in this round. Which, as Anor was just saying in the previous match, she's not a huge fan of the worms. But 50% of her team is comprised of worms at the moment.
A second wind.
Well, that worm might have just saved her momentarily. But this could be it.
It is done. The Essence prevailed. They brushed aside
GG.
their adversaries without too much trouble. The rite is complete.
I mean, we did get several demons on the boat with customized off, so in that sense, I'd say that from a neutral perspective, we were pretty lucky. All right, let's reset ourselves here now, though. I don't think we had anything left in a queue here, so I think we're starting from a clean slate here. But let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one. Or on this occasion, perhaps, more accurately, unsee on this one. Customize off again, let's do it. All right, more randomness. Song? Forbidden Knowledge, okay. To read it through all the Snatras. And we're on the pit. Okay. I do think the pit is going to be one of the better ones. Okay, that covers everything then. So let's get started.
The essence shall take on.
Okay, for Rumi,
wings.
Imp, Harp, Nomad. Benor cannot get away from those worms, but she does have a saluting Savage and plunges with that immediately. That's Ulmer. And an Imp. No prayer beads on Ulmer. He's gone. Here is the... And Rumi had a Harp at the pit last time as well, didn't he? Last time we were here, at least. Anor does have the Worm Salute, the Stunning Claim, and Rumi deliberately goes off the wall and in. Oh, Anor had extra starting power life there. 130 to begin with. Shoulder Smash on Lendl. Rumi under the defender and in for 15. No prayer beads on Messenger Imp. He's gone now, though. Ooh, and that means Rumi momentarily defenseless here. Anor not quite quick enough with her Messenger Imp, though. But does have a now dangerous portal. Goes through it and plunges for 20. And now portals could be another interesting thing. If they happen to fall in that area where the players cannot see, might be able to surprise their opponent with them. And those portals are pretty centrally located. Does make you wonder. Does make you wonder. Ooh, Anor has the Imp Salute. Generally not something you particularly want to be using your points on, but of course you didn't have a choice with a customized off match like this. Oh, and that looks like a super portal for Rumi, because he got infinite stamina after going through it. Oh, and somehow Anor did not get banished from that. Last second stunning claim to save what would have otherwise been a score. Oh. And I don't know, Anor's portal might have been centrally located enough there that Rumi may not have seen it. But Anor vanishes and then scores for 15 on an undefended Pyre.
Yes.
Anor retreats through her portal. She also has a super portal.
Good.
Oh, huge value on that Imp Implosion. And then off the wall throw to cap it off. Beautiful play.
Quite the close call there, no?
Oh, Rumi nearly Harp pushes his way through. A little bit off target there. Imp versus Imp. Anor sidesteps, blocks the portal, and then gets her reinforcements.
Good.
Messenger Imp moves the portal, and now it's Ulmer. He's, oh, shoulder smashed. Felt like a particularly long worm throw there. Oh, and nearly enough for Ulmer to make it through, but banished at the last possible moment. Lendl.
An unimpressive
Quick
thrust,
little
but
7-point throw, though he does have Leech, so he actually gets 4 Pyre Life back for Rumi. Which, with Rumi on relatively low Pyre Life, there is perhaps something to be said for that.
a weak attempt, and yet
Here is
it
Rumi
hit the
throwing in
mark.
for 7 with his Imp.
Yes.
Oh, when he goes for the off-the-wall strats again. Anor unfazed, however. Oh, and Anor tried to jump into the last second, but shoulder smashed once again by Lendl. And there's a successful harp push. Setting up that 20 damage plunge. But it means no Pamitha for Rumi, and at the moment it means no one back defensively, at least until Messenger Imp returns. Lendl through the portal. And makes it past the last defender.
Brazen.
He plunges for 20, and remember, he has that leech. So Rumi back up to 39 Pyre Life. And Anor now down to 21. I don't think Arumi has any extra damage on Pamitha or Messenger Imp, so I think it does still take 2 scores here. But this is why that leech mattered. That would have been the deciding score just then.
Your victory is at hand.
So Arumi, I think, does just barely need 2 scores, whereas for Anor, oh well, with this, the 2 exiles she has right now, I don't think she has enough damage to finish it with 1 score anyway. I think she only has 15 on both of these 2 exiles. She's stalling until her Worm's return, although had Valiant return anyway. Oh, and Arumi, good presence of mind there.
Glory to the scribe.
Plunges for 20, dropping Anor down to 1, but did so with his Leeching Exile.
Perhaps
Oh, and the
it is done.
once again,
The essence
reverse psychology, no jump, no fly,
really was extinguished
sneaks
there.
under the defender for the winning score.
The rite is done.
GG. Dramatic match indeed.
Until the stars align.
Nor maybe the secret all along was just never looking at the worms. Pit so far has been the least visible. It seems like the smaller arenas in general, especially in the pit where, yeah, not only is the distance from one pyre to the other relatively short, it's a very skinny arena as well compared to, like, say, the Glade, which is much wider. Covers a larger percentage of the playable arena. Book might be similar, though, in that way. Book might be kind of similar. Which is Anor's least favorite arena, I'm fairly certain. The bounce throw was half visible? Wait. Is that true? If so, that was even more incredible. So it was what? It was like a triple banishment followed up immediately by a half bounce. Triple banishment followed immediately by a wall bounce throw. Couldn't really see the. Oh man. That's pretty sweet then. Alright, so we have the book. I know we've been doing a bunch of customized offs. I don't think we have one requested for this match just yet, though. I don't think so. I don't know, are we actually gonna have the players choose their teams? No, that would be crazy. That would be nonsensical. Surely not. But maybe? Also, we do not have this song anymore. We'll reset that. Core's available after this one? Okay. Core, are you familiar? Well, you said you've seen the Discord screenshot, so you know what you're signing up for. Just so we're clear. Alright, but I think we're actually having the players choose their teams here. I don't think I've seen a customized off request. So we'll actually let them choose. Groundbreaking stuff. Never thought I'd see this.
The essence shall now face the Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, now that they are choosing their teams, of course, we're back to this situation where part of their screen is blocked, and we now know that it's a relatively small section in the middle of the screens, but are any of the mastery icons blocked here? I would think it'd be the left side middle ones, really, would be the question. If you're gonna accidentally click on the wrong one there. 2 left middle ones are blocked? Okay. Can you tell? I mean, you could probably still tell which one you'd be clicking on though, right? Because if you can see the top one, then you can kind of guess, okay, well, I guess you have to remember which one's left side, which one's right side. Right, kind of muscle memory. Are any of the talismans blocked? Like the leftmost row? Oh, you can see the description as well. That probably save you in that case, certainly for the talismans. That would make it possible to figure out what you're hovering over, even if the talisman itself is blocked. Okay. Well, that stinks, because I guess then you can't take the best talisman in the game. That's a shame. Ow. You were supposed to take the bait! Then Arumi immediately bails you out. I mean, you probably remembered what was over there as well, but... You're supposed to go, wait, what? No! Surely this must be the thing that Lids was referring to. Throws on terrible talisman. Prayer beads, Dalbert. Yeah, it really is a shame though that the players won't get to see the new talisman that we modded in. Power casting Snadra, final selection for Arumi. That we were? Yeah, the modded talisman. Shame that you weren't able to pick it. Oh, and Anor getting off to a quick start here. Double Cur on the book. The book is another small arena, though. And therefore one where not being able to see the middle of the screen could be reasonably impactful. Ooh, Anor just enough there to make it in. Certainly enough there. Arumi, first the orb, but blocked. Anor hops over the cast. But this time blocked. Can they see the orb? Apparently.
The Night Wings prevail.
And Nora finishes it
Tribes themselves stood by their side.
with the Kerr plunge.
The ceremony is complete.
It was definitely a Phaler-esque setup.
Until the next rite.
Alright, let's reset ourselves. I think it was just Arena last time. So let us know if there is anything we're looking for with this next one. Oh yes, Core was saying he might want to swap in now. Put me in, coach! Alright, so I think Arumi is swapping out. Thanks for stopping by, Arumi. Thanks for putting up with the remote play nonsense. And it looks like we are getting Core in his place. And we have Blood Princess with the Exiles request. We'll see what Blood Princess has in mind here. Two of a kind, but not three of a kind. Exactly two of a kind. Okay, for Exiles. Anything else? That's the Exiles request. Because, you know, the Exiles, they might have an idea for what they want to do here, but it may vary depending on what arena we end up at, or if there are any other circumstances to factor into the equation. No prayer beads allowed for talismans. No prayer beads allowed. And exactly two of a kind for Exiles. Okay. Anything else, or will that be all? That's it from Blood Princess. It's a feature. It's a feature. Oh, and let me, hold on. Let me update the information. Core, which triumvirate do you want to be? I assume that we still have, Anora on player 2, and Sakura is player 1 here?
You can just give me Pirates.
Okay.
Oh, if she's Nightwings, just give me Chess.
Okay. There we are. Alright. I think we're ready to go here, unless Anora is having a change of heart with her team. But no.
The chastity.
Alright, it's the ridge. There are some obstacles in the middle here. They do remain stagnant.
Welcome.
It's a medium-sized arena, so I don't think this should be too difficult for the players to adapt to this. This will, of course, be Core's first match of the day, and Core's first match, therefore, with this new feature. He starts with Snadra. So remember, two of a kind. Exactly two of a kind for one of your classes. So are we going to see double Nomad here? Or is it going to be a single Nomad and two of something else? It's the same question we're going to have to ask for both players. Core goes Worm, so we do not have an answer yet for that question. So does Anora go second Nomad, or does she also break out a new class here? Alright, she'll go for Saluting Pamitha with the Legendary Talisman. Don't see it that often on the harps, although I'd argue it is still one of the stronger ones. With no prayer beads allowed, maybe that's the reasoning there, as it has a chance of giving that same effect. It is still early days, yeah, for a recent mod that we had that changes the exact way in which the colors are calculated for the characters, in particular when they have multiple of the same class. So Nor, maybe that's the reason why she might want to test out the True Nightwings. Here's confirmation from Core. It'll be double Worm rather than double Nomad. Now for Nor, will it be double Nomad or will it be double Harp? There is a particular fashion trick that Anor you did momentarily and may not have even realized it. But I don't think anyone has identified it just yet. It's kind of difficult to unlock it. But it does help for fashion. Did you mean sweetie or sweaty? Those are two very different things. Shoulder smash. Let's see, here is Snadra. Ooh, and popping on a pogo stick. In for 20 here. Around the defender, but Anor's now Snadra-less and Headwind-less. Core with his Snadra leaps over and in for 20 and 10 leech.
The two triumvirates are neck and neck.
Core's throw. Slightly less than the maximum, 12 rather than 15, but he does have the fixed 10 leech on that worm. Oh, and Core with the off the obstacle pass to himself there. Anor shoulder smashes, but banished nonetheless. Core with Gilman. Hanging out in the bottom. When will he actually make his move? The answer is now.
True aimed thrust into the fire.
Big power casts take each other out. They clash in the middle where they may not have even realized they clashed because, well, they may not have been able to see there. Alright, double Nomad for Anor. We'll see how it pays off for her. And, well, she's able to make it in with Snadra. So it certainly worked on that occasion. Ooh, Headwind just barely caught that aura there, that cast. And Snadra just barely sidestepped that one, although she's kind of pinned in the corner. Headwind. He's down. Oh no, he switched with Pamitha, so saved himself. That actually is beneficial for Anor, because that means 20 damage in addition to some leech from Headwind. So net 30-point play, although here is Core doing exactly that with Snadra.
How very fortunate for the chastity.
Headwind down. Oh, and Core still got that throw off. Quick little 7 damage throw.
Well cast.
Nomads casting away. Now it is just Pamitha for Anor. Avoids the pursuing worm. Oh, Snadra, well-timed pass, banishing the defender. Avoiding the other defender. And it's Anor, once again, plunging with 20 damage from Headwind and 10 leech. It's a good choice there. Somehow Snadra still got that off? For 12 damage? 6 leech as well. Lady River. The throw short. This is Headwind once again. 20 damage, 10 leech. At this point, the amount of leech is certainly adding up for both players, really. But Snadra catches that cast, and now there's an opening here.
Gilman threw it in.
For Gilman to throw for 15.
Show of strength from the Nightwing's
Well-timed jump there from Core, but Snadra still taken down. Headwind back to Anor Snadra. Just barely avoids banishment and just barely passes it off before she gets banished. Headwind somehow emerges and is playing hopscotch in the area where neither player can see, perhaps. Whether that's an advantage or a disadvantage, I'm not entirely sure. Snadra for Core. Big cast there from Headwind. Big casts, plural. When he does go down, you'll wonder if maybe Anor might not have seen the defender she was leaping onto on that occasion, as it was pretty centrally located. Snadra, cornered. The other Snadra, banished. And a little bit of Infiniworms there, coming from Core on that occasion. That was, I think, 15 damage and also fixed 10 leech, might have been. As we were saying, the leech definitely adding up. Anor could use some of that right about now, because a full damage Snadra score would be enough for Core. You know, Headwind has some leech, and here he is. Well, there's a defender hiding there, although Headwind got rid of him. But cornered by Snadra. Snadra avoids Pamitha and plunges for the win.
The chastity prevailed.
GG.
Scribes themselves
Wait,
surely
and
have
won?
taken note.
I couldn't
The
see.
rite is done.
So what is your first reaction, Core, to playing a match in which you cannot see the very middle of the screen?
Until the stars align.
I mean, what better way to get thrown back into the action, right? You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You can play without seeing the middle of the screen, you can play while seeing the full screen.
Why can't you be less busy, Lid, so I can see the screen?
Sorry, guys, I'm just really busy. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. Yeah, Nor, you said you wanted to switch to True Nightwings. Let me swap you over here as well. There we go. Core, do you want to switch back to Pyre Hearts now that Anor is True Nightwings? Could do that if you want.
That's not too similar, is it? Chastity and True Nightwings?
No, it's more just if your preference is Pyre Hearts, then you
I'll
could.
say Chastity.
Okay, I was waiting to see this one. It's Nest of Triesta. Obviously, there's the lava in the middle. Not only can you not walk into it, if you happen to jump into it, obviously you get banished. It is right in the section where presumably the players cannot see. So that could make this a very difficult arena to play in, but who knows? Maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe they just already instinctively remember where the lava is, and they'll be able to avoid it even if they can't see it. Maybe they'll just ignore and avoid the middle of the arena at all costs. But anything else other than the arena here? Song is Core's choice. What say you, Core? And customize off as well, of course. Do you have a song preference, Core?
Oh, I said in chat, Strange Voyage.
Sorry, what?
Strange Voyage.
Oh, do we have that built in? I don't think we do.
Okay.
Any alternatives?
We'll do grand ceremony.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
The chastity shall confront and the true Nightwings.
And Akila, thank you for the raid. We are doing some multiplayer Pyre. And although this might look like a normal multiplayer Pyre match, there is a catch. There is a catch. Although you can't see it. We have run into a bit of a bug, or some might call it a feature, in which neither player can see the middle of the screen. The middle of each player's screen, at least from their perspective, is blocked. It's a long story. It's a long story. But trust me when I say that they cannot see the very middle of the arena. And so naturally, chat requested that we play on the arena that has pits of lava in the middle of the arena, just to see how the players deal with that. So we'll see how that all plays out. We're also going with a customized off match here, so we don't know exactly what it is that either player has when it comes to masteries or talismans. But other than that, other than all those things that make this nothing close to a normal match, other than that, it's totally a normal match. And it is Core plunging here for 20 with his harp. And so, yeah, I am curious to see how players react when the orb is in the middle of the arena, as that is the place where they are not really able to see, and it's also the place where the pits of lava are. Barker. Back to Tamitha. Barker down, now just Tamitha for an orb. Oh, it somehow threads the needle there. In short, chaos is basically what we are seeing here. Okay, so no prayer beads on Tamitha. She's gone for this round. Core still at full strength. He's checking to see if he has salute abilities. He does not seem to have it, at least for his harp. Tizo. Blocked. And now just Barker for an orb, who is banished. That leaves time for Core to throw. Has to rush it a little bit. 18 rather than the full 20 damage there from Saxiana. And that throw is short for Core. Anor scoops it back up with Tamitha, and now it is just Tamitha. Snakes around the defender and in for 20 from Tamitha.
Chastity's adversaries gained an inch.
And Anor locking down the middle of the arena, not only with the lava pits, but, well, in fact, both players have saps and therefore can put saplings in the middle. Just to give even more areas where their opponents cannot safely traverse. Barker gets some stamina back, and he's blocked before he can make it in. Core has a portal. It will take him into that blind area in the middle, though. Oh, but he's taunting Anor. And goes in with Tizo. Do like to see the saplings placed in the middle there. Ooh, but Anor playing very aggressively here with the sapling placement. Core doing his best to just completely ignore that by going all-out offense with Saxiana. But pinned into that corner and banished. Volfred banished as well. So Nor denied an opportunity for a quick counterattack. But Tamitha, Harp pushes her way in for 20.
Best not given to pride just yet, true Nightwings.
Core looked like he had the range on the throw, but it was off target. Volfred might just barely have the range, but it was close, and he didn't have time to get it off anyway. So Core counters quickly with a 20 damage plunge from his harp.
Neither triumvirate is closer than the other.
That ties us up at 40 apiece here. Core aggressive with his impo, and that is a very dangerous portal. Although at the moment, all he has is a sap. Not exactly the fastest of exiles, and so Nor with time to take that out before it becomes a threat. Tamitha. She's taken out. Gets it back, though, to Barker. Throws it over the lava. Manor may have an exile hiding, but still deleted by, I believe it was an exploding sapling. So perhaps Core knew exactly what he was doing there. Core. Stalling. Building the tension. Oh, but look at that. There's a portal directly on top of Anor's Pyre. If Core gets the orb back, it is basically an automatic score. And he does have it here. He goes to the portal, he immediately plunges by entering that portal. Does so with his imp, which was worth 15 damage if he had found a way to make it happen with his sap, and it might have been worth 25. It does mean that Core is now impless, and Anor's at full strength. Anor tries to hop her way in, gets rid of the defender, cleared space where previously there was none. It makes it through for 20. Now, of course, Core does have a sap. Both players have a sap, so they might have a second life bar, might have some rekindling. If not, however, it is possible, at least for Anor, to finish this with one score. And now that Core has dealt 9 damage, his sap and his harp would have enough damage as well. One too much Pyre life for his imp, but there is the rekindling, confirmed now. 10 Pyre life is what Anor has in her second life bar. But now it does mean that one score for Core would be sufficient. Have yet to confirm one way or the other for Core as to whether he has that rekindling. And for Anor, I think all of her exiles have 20 damage. It does require that she have a certain mastery from the Curs, but I think she does have that. So here is Barker. And he's unbanished here. He takes out the defender. Plunges, and it's 10 rekindling for Core as well. So we are all tied up here. 10 Pyre life apiece, a sudden death match in which surely just about any score for either player would finish the job. So who will it be? Core moving in! Last second save from Anor. Tamitha now, suddenly by herself, but she's right next to the Pyre. Blocked. Oh, Titan Tooth for the stun. Oh, that's huge. Nearly stunned the defender long enough to open up an attacking opportunity. Speaking of attacking opportunities, that's an incredibly dangerous portal for Core. Nearly an automatic score.
Unfortunate for the true Nightwings.
Core, undefended. But Anor gets her exiles back just in time for the game-saving play. Tamitha, looking to get some of that stamina back, perhaps. She does have the Titan Tooth. Or is that Core with the Titan Tooth? Somebody's getting stunned. Core, moving in with Tizo, although he does have a dangerous portal and doesn't really want to reset that, although he has now. Now not nearly as threatening as it once was. Tamitha, blocked. Is it double Titan? No, it's definitely Tamitha's Titan Tooth. Anor is stunning Core with her harp. Just Core has been recovering quickly enough that I've second-guessed myself. Tizo, sneaking in for Core. Looping around the other side. Oh, it nearly made it work. Dangerous portal once again, though. Core can't really go through that right now because it is blocked by a oh, look at that amazing banishment. There is a sapling there, but if Core is to fly through that portal, he would still avoid banishment by doing that, and it is potentially a way to sneak in for the winning plunge.
A narrow victory, yet nonetheless commendable.
I can't see a thing.
The right is
Surely it's not that bad. As a reminder, the players cannot see the middle of the screen. I know you can in chat. They cannot. All right, well, we'll reset ourselves here, but let us know, chat, if there's anything in particular we'd like to see or hear for the next one. That was Customize Off and At the Nest. Knights of the Sea. Okay. Knights of the Sea will be the song. Anything else we want for the next one? Otherwise, for context, maybe I'll pull up that screenshot of what it looks like from the other player's perspective. This is what it looks like for the players. Again, long story, but basically, both players have this pop-up blocking the center of the screen while they have the game itself playing in the background. So even when they're in the middle of the match, they cannot see the very middle of the screen like this. So that is why it does complicate things for them a little bit. It does make matters a little bit more difficult. Alright, did we have anything beyond Knights of the Sea, or is that all? Putting on a show. I mean, that last one was dramatic, for sure. You love to see those sudden death matches. But it looks like we might just have a song for this and nothing else, so why don't we jump in here?
Wait, it was sudden death?
Wait, what? Yeah, it was 10 Pyre life each at the very end there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wait, what? You can see that core. That's not in the corner.
I know.
On the true Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct?
Wait, did we just get a I reset the arena, right? Did I reset the arena? What, did we just get a random nest? Or did I forget to reset it? I mean, I guess we'll take it. I honestly didn't intend to do that if I left it there. Ooh, Core goes for the casting through barriers, which means he can also cast through the lava with that legendary prone talisman. So since there is that big question mark as to what is in the middle of the arena, there's one sort of workaround for Core. Remember, last time was a customized off match, so although we were at the same arena, the players did not get to choose what their setup was. It was randomized, and they got thrown straight into it, didn't even get to see what it was in advance. Oh, and Anor, meanwhile, is embracing the chaos with a talisman that bounces that character's cast off of walls unpredictably. And especially if you can't see where the cast is bouncing in the middle of the arena, that is even more chaotic. Core goes for an exploding worm with Gilman. Anor's embracing the memes. Nutrition stick on Volfred for extra blinking distance. And quick respawning, extra plunging damage on Barker is the final selection there for Core. And Anor goes stunning, saluting Pamitha as her final selection. So here we go. Anor can teleport to the middle of the arena with her Savage, as we just saw there, setting her up for a quick plunge for 20. Although when she does the plunge, presumably she cannot see where she lands, which does make it a little tough for her as well. There is the extra damage on the curve plunge for Core. And there is Core's cast going through the lava pits, as will be the case here as well. So it'll be interesting to see just how effective that proves to be for Core. Extra blinking distance on a particularly stylish Volfred, and suddenly there's no one to defend him, so he has plenty of time to throw this in for 25. Stowaway somehow did not go down to the casts. Volfred again. Now Pamitha, there's almost an opening there. Volfred banishes some of the defenders, although the orb remains unclaimed. Albeit momentarily. Core has it back here. With Barker, blocked. Titan Tooth stunned as well, so a little bit of time here for Anor to get a head start toward Core's Pyre. Not enough time to stop Core, though. Race to the orb, Core wins that. Meanwhile, Nor just keeps on banishing all of Kor's characters, so he doesn't have many people to attack with.
Tread lightly.
Stowaway sidesteps the cast and goes straight in.
Douse the flame.
Oh, Stubborn Flame. Didn't see that Kor nabbed that. That is a mastery that when a Nor's in the lead, she will deal 10 less damage. So that was usually a 20 damage score, but got reduced down to just 10 on that occasion, because Nor is leading at the moment. Pantha. Perhaps waiting for Volfred to return. Here he is. Only for Pantha to get banished, and now it is just Volfred. Using his mobility and throwing range. Oh, but he needed a slight bit more of that range to get that throw in. Ooh, and tricky maneuver there from Kor, looping around the defender and in for 23 damage on the Kerr Plunge. And once again, the cast that goes through the lava pit, able to get the banishment. So maybe it is paying off for Kor, and it helps set up this 15 damage plunge with his worm. And Nor won't stop her from teleporting into the middle of the arena, even if the cast can go through the lava pit. Ooh, although a series of banishments there from all the chaotic casting stuffs going on here. Remember, Nor also has something like that, something out of the ordinary, where her casts with her stowaway bounce off the walls. So that also can be unpredictable. Kor with only one defender back, it's Barker, who's not usually a person you want to have in that situation, although he's up to the task that time round and follows it up for 23 damage plunge. Suddenly Kor building a lot of momentum here. I think a Nor might have taken 10 rekindling. We might be about to find out here, as one score potentially all Kor would need otherwise. Volfred down. Stowaway down. That leaves just Pantha back at the moment for Nor. Hiding within the safety of the sapling. Gets a few reinforcements. It's the Stowaway, but she's quickly banished. Well shielded from Volfred. Kor kind of stuck in that corner there. Goes to Gilman. Gilman one side now, but Bertrude the other, and there is once again the cast through the barrier. Huge factor. But Nor has Numbing Gust, which prevents Kor from sprinting, jumping, throwing, or using any of the special abilities while everyone is gone on Nor's side. But Kor just waits for someone to return and then jumps in for the winning plunge.
Whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Didn't even use the lucky break plus stunning flame. Did notice that you took the quick respawning Barker and was interested to see
Until the next rite.
how important he was going to be for your overall strategy. You just weren't lucky. Alright, well, Nor has turned Customize back off. So that means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance, just gonna get thrown straight into the action. And it'll be a bit of a guessing game. We'll reset our song here unless there's something else we want to hear. But we could still do a song, we could still do an arena, if either of those are of interest. I don't think we've seen Glade yet. With this new feature blocking the middle of this screen. Now, granted, this is a modded Glade, so the brambles will not spawn. It will remain open. Now, if there were brambles, then oh my goodness, it would be even more chaotic. Any songs of interest here, or are we jumping into the Glade? Yeah, I mean, the original Glade with all the brambles in it, that would be possibly one of, maybe even the most chaotic. Never to return Pyre Hearts, wow. Dramatic song selection. Alright, we'll have us. Oh wait, no, I thought I just saw the 500 and assumed that was a... No, but Customize Off isn't 500 lids. I thought that was Customize Off for some reason. Hold on, we can still do this. We can still do this. Sermon intro. Sermon intro.
I bid you welcome, exiles. Welcome to the Glade of Liu. You have this opportunity to prove your worth. Try not to let the pressure get to you. The chastity stand prepared. True Nightwings stand ready.
All right, what do we have here? It's a demon, a harp, and an imp for core. It is a harp and 2 nomads for Anor. Mooncrest, that's quick respawning for Pamitha on core's side. And I think we saw a luminous idol for messenger, which means if he picks up the orb, he will automatically get full stamina back. So core has already learned a lot about his setup. Anor can bring back her squad mates. Oh, when she steps on their portraits, we saw something there when Anor stepped on one of Black Heart on Lendl. We've had enough customized off matches here that surely we were overdue for a cursed talisman. Anor has one with Lendl. Sometimes he'll come back with full stamina. Other times he'll come back as a defenseless howler.
The true Nightwing's Pyre is the first to
And his
fall.
core plunging for 20 here to get us started. No prayer beats, so he is now without Pamitha in this round. And there is the Black Heart. And no one back defensively. Lendl was close to the Pyre. Oh, wait, but he's back.
Flung with force of will. 'Tis too close to call.
Core
Self-righteous
soars straight in for 20. And did we see, must have had some
Nightwings seem to be
leech
falling
on that Lendl score, because he scored for 20, and I think Anor got 10 Pyre life back, and that would mean he's all the way down on the left side of the Nomad tree. That's a fell swoop on Tamitha for Anor, so that's left side halfway through, giving her some extra banishing potential, as we just saw there. Lendl, it seems we've confirmed, yes. 20 damage plus, there's the confirmation, does have 10 leech as well.
Shall the true Nightwings
So
press
net
their
30-point play there, when Anor can get in with Lendl. He's now gone for this round. There's the fell swoop again. Core, oh, what? Switched at the last second into his demon with a harp salute, although I thought he was already banished.
in the name of
Devious play, and he has extra damage from the imp left side bottom mastery, 25 rather than the usual 15. Suddenly, Core might only need one more score here after a couple of huge plays. Oh, but Black Claw Core also has a Cursed Talisman, and Anor has all the leech in the world. She has leech not only from Lendl, but also from Tamitha. So Anor back at 35 Pyre Life, that's a huge deal, because that means that now Core does not have enough damage to finish this with one score.
all of the true
Ooh, and that is important, because this is an undefended Pyre at the moment. Core checks for Brazen Manor. If he had Brazen Manor, that would have been enough to finish it, but he did not. So just 30. And now Anor is once again quite vulnerable here. Does have some leech potential, but would need a couple rounds of leech before she gets enough Pyre Life back that she can still withstand a hit. In all likelihood, at least.
That one almost got through.
Headwind, oh, blocked at the last second. Gets it back, though. I don't know if we've confirmed whether Headwind has the same leech ability as Lendl does. He may not. So does Anor try to force the issue here? Well, she might not have that luxury, as Core plunges in for the win.
The chastity prevail. Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, we had a song request in the queue, the Herald. But other than that, we will reset ourselves here. So let us know if there is anything else we'd like to see. Otherwise, we'll go back to our defaults. Okay, Blood Princess is choosing exiles. Gotcha, gotcha. We'll see what those are. Looks like Honor may also be offering to swap out if anyone else wants to get in here. Blood Princess says at least one of the opponent's favored playing types. Okay, so you have to choose what your opponent likes to play and use that yourself. Putting yourself in your opponent's shoes. Oh, and Honor knows what that means for her, and she is not pleased. Now, generally speaking, by that metric, I think you'd say Core's go-to class is usually considered to be worms, and for Nor, usually saps. So that would mean in this reversal here, that Core would need to use at least one sap, and Nor would need to use at least one worm. Core has somewhat regularly used saps. For Nor, though, as she was saying earlier today, she's generally not the biggest fan of the worms, but hey, maybe she was saying that not being able to see part of the screen might have actually made her a more effective worm player, as it turns out. But why don't we jump in here and we will see how they put those classes to use here.
The chastity shall
From the Fall of Solium, no less.
the true night wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So, at least one of the favorite class that your opponent usually plays. So technically you could do more if you wanted. Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing. With the slow build-up as well.
Manly.
He knew exactly what he was doing there. Definitely not on that occasion in Barrack. Not only is it not the case with Wolfred, it's definitely not the case with Manly. So technically, I think you can put that exile anywhere. You don't need to lead off with it, the one that you're choosing based on your opponent's favorite class. Core, of course, did choose to do that. But if you want to try to hide that exile, you could maybe put it in the second or third slot. And the other thing is, this arena, technically speaking, it is random, to a certain extent, where the obstacles spawn in it. So it is, by some accounts, up there as one of the more difficult arenas without being able to see the middle of the screen, because sometimes there might be an obstacle in the middle, other times there won't be. And technically, the players can't know definitively as to whether there is or is not anything there. The arena, however, is big enough that they move far enough off to one of the sides and they may eventually be able to see what's in the middle. Right, exactly, and Barrack. Not only does Mr. Stick not exist, that wasn't even the fake, or the thing that you claim to be Mr. Stick. It was something entirely different altogether. He fooled us. We've been bamboozled.
Sir Gilman.
Speedy Volfred and Quarterback Manly. Those are the only saps with specific nicknames. There are no exceptions to that rule. We had a civil war about this. Core goes stowaway with a leech, I think he went there. And Nor says she sees something coming here. Some kind of setup in particular that Core is apparently looking to do.
There's a stat runaway, or whatever it's called.
Oh, true. Yeah, apparently little hangover effect there on Headwind. Must have had one of the rings last time around in that customized off match in all likelihood.
Choose someone.
Nor breaking out the big guns here, goes for a meta Oralek. Well, Core goes exploding Ulmer in the last spot. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what Core is looking for here. But apparently, Anor has some sense as to what it is, and she is concerned, it would seem. And that is why she's resorting to the Stinky Trash Man,
Tizo.
supported by a webbed Lanthorn Tizo to help bring him back when he gets banished.
Now begin.
Well, I mean, it does make sense, since she does have to take a worm, I suppose. There's something to that. Well, here is Oralek. But he is banished,
Now then.
and he will take a long time to come back unless Anor finds another way to make that happen. Oh, she just intercepts the orb. Not really sure that was the plan, but,
Entity's Pyre.
well, Siege Chance was active as well, so, well, she throws it in for 21. I suppose she'll take it. Stowaway. Sneaks around the other side and has the angle on the throw. Good for 20 damage and 10 leech as well. Core tries to lock down the orb with the sapling and does just enough to prevent an orb from picking it up, although Oralek follows up only to quickly get banished. Stowaway. This time intercepted. Oralek returns, although Core teleports back to the orb only to quickly get banished. Gilman taken out, Oralek taken out as well. That leaves just Tizo back defensively. That is his specialty. Although Core keeps on teleporting toward the orb. No moment is safe, as Core can teleport from great distances away in arenas such as this. One of, if not the biggest in the entire game. That is a big factor. This time goes in the old-fashioned way. Walks his way through. Oh, and Oralek predicts the exploding sapling well, although here comes a teleporting stowaway once again. Has proven problematic thus far. But here comes Oralek on the counterattack. Banishes the defender. Oh, although the sapling comes down and takes him out. Stowaway just barely dodges that cast as well, but Tizo's still hanging out defensively next to the Pyre. And he does enough to not only get rid of the Stowaway, but with that Web Lanthorn also bring back Oralek. And Anor's most dangerous exile, offensively thus far, has been Gilman.
Get out, Tizo.
Probably not what she would have predicted.
True Nightwing.
Oh, and now she is defenseless, at least for the moment. Tizo will return, but not quickly enough.
Force of will behind that thrust.
Core did have to rush the thrower a little bit, though. 14 rather than the full 25 damage. Gets the sapling down quickly enough to stop Gilman. Oralek
Into the adversary's
banished there.
frame.
Gilman explodes, taking out 2. Stowaway, who blocked at the last second. And Tizo really wants to get a banishment here, not be in possession of the orb, because that way he can bring back a teammate with the Web Lanthorn. Or Anor can buy enough time to get Gilman back. She does, but can't prevent Core from following up with a score.
The right is nearly.
And that means she is running out of time here, as she is sitting on just 6 Pyre life. And that throw is all Core needs.
The chastity of man. And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is ended.
All right, Core. That may be partially
Till the
true,
stars align.
but we happen to know that you are exaggerating. All right, we'll reset ourselves here. But let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Don't think we had anything in the queue. Yeah, Nora apparently was a Worms player all along. All she needed was to not be able to see part of the screen. Anything else we're looking for on this one, or will we just hop in and, of course, we can just have the players take whatever they'd like? Unless there is something else we'd like to do to mess with them. I mean, you know, to do a specific request, if you'd like. Not seeing anything here, though, so maybe we will actually have a quote-unquote normal rite. Or says Cairn, although he did not request it. Now he has. Okay. It's like, you can try to will it into existence. Maybe it'll work. But there is a way to ensure it, and he has now done that. Anything else beyond that, or is it just the Cairn and nothing else? Looks like that may be the case. So let's start this one up then.
The chastity versus the true Nightwings. Welcome.
Alright, so no requests from chat,
Who shall be
beyond
the
just the arena at the Cairn. So you are welcome to take whatever you'd like here. For Core, that means he'll lead off with an exploding Gilman. Whereas for Nor, it is Canned Singularity on Tizo, so when he comes back from banishment, he will suck in neighboring exiles like a vacuum cleaner, and if they fall within the radius of his aura, they will get banished in the process.
I mean, come on, we both know why people pick exactly this arena.
I have no idea what either of these players are trying to do. This definitely is not an established thing that I was expecting as soon as I saw Core request the Cairn. I'm contractually obligated to say that I have no comment.
He signed an NDA.
Jodariel.
What's this? A cursed talisman? No, it's can't take it there.
So yeah, that's a cursed talisman.
I mean, it is right next to the cursed talismans, isn't it? Was it really the fourth cursed talisman all along? So, chaos is about to ensue. I know her. Still has Tizo over there. So no plunge for 15. But it does now mean no Tizo in this round. Here's Jody. She's banished, and now Anor defenseless as Hedwyn was already down as well. That means time for Core to throw in with the stowaway for 20.
How very fortunate for
Tizo
the chastity.
and Gilman take each other out. Nor timing that can singularity by going through the portal that Tizo left once he got banished, but Core also has a way to activate the can singularity with the stowaway. With false step, if he's banished at the end of his jump, he will respawn from where he initiated that jump, and in doing so, because he's respawning with someone who has can singularity, it will likewise do the whole vacuum cleaner effect, and well, that means both players capable of creating chaos. Like so.
The orb flies true.
As Jodariel emerges from that chaos, the 25 damage score. Everyone down though, at least momentarily for an orb. Orb remains unclaimed until an Or takes it, and a series of can singularities activating there, right in front of an Or's Pyre. Probably not the place where she would prefer to have all this happen. Maybe a little bit further away. Might give her a little more peace of mind.
A second wind.
But eventually, Jodariel emerges from the chaos and nearly scores, but might have run into a barrier right in front of Core's Pyre there, and it is Core who eventually jumps in with the stowaway for 20 damage. That drops an order to 21, which means I don't believe, does Core have Siege Chance on his Gilman? He might, unless he has that. That is the only way. Siege Chance Gilman would be the only way Core could finish this with 1 score, otherwise it would require 2. Here comes Jodariel. Oh, off target on that throw. Core, he has the glowing effect around Gilman. I think he does have Siege Chance, so he might have been going for that 1 score finisher there. Jodariel, infinite stamina after going through the portal. There is the throw. This time it is on target for 30 damage, and that means that with Jodariel, at least, if it's full damage, or near full damage, a Nor can finish this with 1 score. Oh, there's the can singularity dispossessing Core, and potentially saving what might have otherwise been a game-winning play from him. Jodariel knocks back the defenders, goes through the portal for the infinite stamina, but sniped by Snadra. Snadra taken out. Stowaway, blocked. Anor gets it back momentarily. Here comes the stowaway, plunges for 20, which means Anor holds on with precisely 1 Pyre life.
Once more.
1 might be all she needs unless Core lands this throw to take the win.
The chastity prevail. Or you could say they managed to avoid defeat.
GG.
The rite is done.
There's a little bit of chaos for you all. Oh, and, you know, also the whole they can't see the middle of the screen thing. Just to add on to that a little bit more.
Stars align.
Alright, let's reset our arena. But let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see for the next one. Okay, let's see. Anor picks 1 Titan Star. She, and Barrick requests that, you take one that maximizes the chaos. One Titan Star for Anor. I mean, there is always that one. There is always that one. So 1 Titan Star. Anything else beyond that, or that will that be all? Looks like it. So outside of that, we'll have players take their preferred teams here. So, Nor, you are allowed to select one Titan Star of your choosing. Well, I mean, so rarely do we activate Titan Stars. Remember, this only hinders player 1. So it seems as though this is, whatever Anor chooses here, entirely an advantage for Anor, and there's no counter advantage, no balancing out to help Core in return, it seems. Unless we get something else here before we start up the match, but it doesn't seem so. So does Anor take mercy on Core for that reason? Knowing that Core will not get any additional advantage of his own, does she take something that's, not that strong? Or is she merciless? We'll see. The power is in Anor's hand here. In Anor's hands. One that respawns? Let's see. So that's the prayer beans built in. Presence. Are you thinking of this one, Shax, where if everyone gets banished, everyone comes back? This one?
Shank's 6 shoulders.
Is that your choice? Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he is pretty big. I don't know if he's 7'2" big, but he might be the most Shaquille-like. All right, that is Anor's choice. So it is, if everyone is banished on Anor's side, all of her exiles will come back, which means Core probably wants to avoid getting rid of all of Anor's exiles. Otherwise, there will be a lot more that come back.
The chastity shall now face the true knight.
I'm not sure what it is in centimeters, but he's very tall.
Welcome.
Trust me when I say that he's very tall.
Who shall conduct?
He's a professional basketball player. Played 10 to 20. He had a long career, so probably started. Actually, I think he started in the late 90s. Might have had a 20-year career. So into the 2000s. Tall by professional basketball player standards, and also just an absolute humongous human being. There you go. Core says 218 centimeters, apparently. He is big. And you may know him from, there's a meme of him for, spicy food is usually what it's used for. I think, he'd said something like, he wouldn't react at all when he ate some really spicy food. And everyone was like, all right, sure. And then naturally what happens as soon as he eats the spicy food, he makes this ridiculous face, like he's absolutely shocked by how spicy it is, and it became a meme. So you may recognize his face at least from that.
Well,
so Anor, of course, has the luxury of the power of Shaq on her side. Which means she will block all of Core's shots, have a strong post presence, but if she ever ends up on the free throw line, look out. No one is safe. Who knows where that thing is going? Or, when all of her exiles get banished, they'll come back.
Alma.
So does Core deliberately try to take a team that does not require banishment as much in order to circumvent the power of Shax? That may be. He's going double demon thus far. Is that a sign, an indication of what is to come? Oh, look at that. Stowaway with the legendary talisman.
Pulling out the old SSC.
Oh, yes, we did see SSE, I believe, on this arena specifically. Breakout triple demon. I think it was all with the additional starting Pyre Life masteries, which does add up quite a bit.
Demon.
Well, I actually misclicked and did presence on Jody.
Oh, okay. Nor goes for a little bit of rekindling there on Tizo. So here we go, triple demons with 170 starting Pyre Life is Core's setup. But Anor's the one getting started here, throwing in for 20 with one of her 2 savages. And a little bit of rekindling on Tizo. Anor, once again, goes the throwing route here. And again, Anor with the advantage of if all of her exiles go down, they will all come back. We'll see if she changes up her playstyle at all because of that. And, well, one of her exiles goes down there. That leaves her with only one left. She could, if she would like to, perhaps get clever here, but it is Core jumping in for 30 with one of his demons. So, of course, Core with all those demons, all the starting Pyre Life, as we said. Big auras, big damage, but slow. But Anor gets one of her savages in, this time for a plunge. Now she's without armor, though. Stowaway. We actually did see for a brief moment there, Anor did deliberately banish her last exile using the implosion on Tizo to bring back her other exile. But not enough to stop Core from plunging here for another 30 damage. Now looking to follow up with more of that from Jody. Knocks back one of the defenders and goes over the other. Plunges in for 30. And we did see Anor take rekindling with the right light on Tizo, so she will have a second life bar. And she throws it in for 20 here. Of course, one score from Core likely would trigger that rekindling. Tizo banishes one, banishes himself, and that is Anor deliberately getting rid of her last exile, using Tizo's implosion, sacrificing one to get everyone back. She just did it again there. So it is a clever idea. And just enough to stop Core from triggering that rekindling. Core coming back here and plunging. So there is the rekindling coming from the right light, and now that means there's nothing stopping Core from finishing this, if he is to plunge or throw for the full 30 damage. Which he, of course, can do with either of his demons here. He's without Jodariel. Core knocks back some of the defenders and is on the Pyre's doorstep. And there it is.
The chastity prevails. They overwhelm their adversaries utterly.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right. Well played, you two. We'll head on back.
Until the next rite.
Demon strong. All right, we'll reset here, but let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. anything we'd like to see, or are we gonna have the players take whatever they'd like for this one? Yeah, Anor's offering to swap out. If anyone else from chat would like to get in here, let us know. If so, Anor, do you need to swap out? Do you have to go? Or are you good to stick around if nobody else is looking to get in here? Could stay? Okay. And let us know if anyone would like to take Anor's spot here. She is offering. No worries. No worries. I mean, it is getting late enough that we could wrap things up relatively soon, if we'd like. Oh yeah, we could have a core swap with you. One sec. So kind. So kind of core. Chivalrous, one might even say. Coreception, perhaps? Maybe a sign of the apocalypse? Hard to say. Hard to say. Scientists are still at work on that one. They've yet to determine. We could do that. We could have Core 0 versus Core 1. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. That way it's a little less misleading. It's a little easier to follow on chat's end, while still memeing around a little bit. Alright, but not seeing any requests outside of that, so maybe we'll do this one, and, I mean, yeah, if it's getting late and people are getting tired, we could do a liberation right after this if we'd like. That's not out of the question, I suppose. In which case, you know, we should at least fit in another customized off match, right? Understandable. Understandable. Chaos rules. Chaos reigns supreme. Oh, okay, we're back at the pit. For Core, that is double Nomad Sap. For Nor, that is double Demon Cur. Although it looks like one of those demons is Orlek, neither one is. That is just the color of the raiments. Playing some mind games on you. Oh, look at that timing on the Dalbert return there. Although he does go down now. And that means time for Lendl to throw in for 20. Anor did have extra starting Pyre life, so still above 100 even after that score. Ooh, Goals Bracer on Lendl. That is very lucky for a customized off match. Legendary Nomad Talisman, and oftentimes one of, if not the, most desired talismans for players to take on their Nomads. So Core will be pleased to see that for sure. Anor maybe a little less so, as Core is using that Goals Bracer to great effect already.
No sign of the true Nightwings at this time.
And Lendl, after having banished all of Anor's team, hops in there. And you would normally say, oh, that's Luminous Idol on Headwind for Core. Now determine what his other talisman is on his Nomad. It looks like Anor does have Brazen Manor on Vids here, although just enough range on that aura on the sapling to take out Viz. Anor's team here, 2 demons, usually they take a long time to come back from banishment. That would be a downside. Would be a bit of a liability for Anor. However, Curs usually have the fastest respawn time. But it seemed like Dalbert might have had at least longer respawn time than I was expecting to see. So I wonder if he has a talisman that is changing his hope. or some other factor at play here. They might have taken Dalbert out of commission for a little bit longer. Vengeful Vow, was that on Manly or one of Anor's demons? Well, it definitely wasn't on Jodariel. Ooh, some leech. Some leech on Dalbert. It's probably a good sight to see for Anor. It ties us up at 180, or rather at 85 apiece, at least until Core plunges there for 20 with Headwind.
The two Nightwings seem to be falling behind.
Dalbert swoops in. He's back. He's scoring for 15. He's leeching back 10.
Now go.
It's those shield strats. Nomad's hopping in, then receiving the team shield from Manly.
That was all of them.
And once again getting rid of the entirety of Anor's team there. Throw in for an uncontested 20.
Best not given to pride just yet, Chastity.
Almost getting Dalbert through. He does have Lucky Break, though. So he did come back quickly there. And he does not have the extra 5 damage. That means he's entirely left side. So extra mobility, a little less damage.
The purified flame.
Core plunging once again with his Nomads for 20. Means no Lendl in this round, though. He was the legendary talisman, the Goals Bracer Nomad, I believe. So maybe a little bit easier in that case for Nor to make it through there for 30 damage on that Demon Plunge. Now she's without Jodariel, though. Is Paleth. Maybe just trying to buy enough time for Dalbert to come back, and he does. Although now it is Core in possession. Oh, but Anor speeds around just in time to shut him down. Anor looking for stamina, though. Does get it back in time, but getting cornered, pinned in by Sap and Sapling. Core, he's memeing. He's memeing in the corner. Someone stop him.
Now then. Ouch.
Oh, and Anor comes back from Benjamin and zooms over to claim that orb again. Has some room there. Once again, it's Dalbert plunging for 15 and leeching back 10.
The Chastity seem to be falling behind.
Oh, and Core just barely became the Banisher rather than the Banished, and was looking for a throw, but went for the plunge instead. Does still get 20 damage, but means he's now without an exile. Lendl that he would have preferred to have had in this round. Oh, and well executed on the Sap shield, getting rid of 2 of the defenders, rather than being banished.
End the ceremony.
Anor, was looking for the leech, looking for the score, but got neither. Dalbert is back, though. Stamina returns, looking to find a way through the wall of defenders. Does get rid of the defenders, but he did go down. That should give enough time here for Anor. For 38 damage. Extra damage from her demon, and there is rekindling. 10 rekindling for Core, but 1 score all Nor needs. Could this be it? Not quite. Either player needs 1 score here. Who will it be in this sudden death match? Nor with just 1 demon right now. That is a scary sight. And it is Core, with the help of that Sap shield, to get the winning plunge.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. The
GG.
night is ended.
Close match, for sure.
Until the next rite.
It was a fortuitous roll on Core's randomized team there, having 2 Nomads, one of which had the best Nomad Talisman, and had a Sap who conveniently has a mastery that people tend to combine specifically with Nomads. But, you know, these things happen. There's always a chance these things can happen, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have yet to confirm as to whether Twitch subs can manipulate the RNG of customized off matches. Those studies are still in the works. No conclusive results just yet. The triple curse talisman. We haven't seen many. We saw one match, I think, with both players using curse talisman with all the customized off, but I think that was it. Which is definitely less than usual, or at least feels like it's less than usual for curse talismans. Alright, well, what do we say? Do we want to go any further here with additional rites, or do we say that we are now lining things up for our liberation rite? How are we feeling? Alright, and Nor is fine with us making this the liberation rite. Does that work for you as well, Cor? Cor, both players have the same inability to see the center of the screen. This is not some unique challenge to you. But I couldn't see. Alright, I think we're going liberation right here. I think this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, so that means no requests from chat. We will instead be heading to the Fall of Solium. Sermon intro on. We'll go Never to Return. Nor, do we want to go... Let's see, if we're talking true Nightwings, what do we want? Do we want Nightwings Never to Return? Do we want Old Never to Return? What are we thinking? Nightwings? Okay. Alright, so in that case, we will conclude here with our final of the night. Let's get started.
Hark, exiles. Welcome to the Fall of Solium. Have you the fortitude required to prevail? Let us determine which of you is the superior. The Chastity, stand ready. True Nightwings, stand prepared. Who shall conduct this rite?
Alright, so this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. No requests from chat. We'll just have players taking their preferred teams here to finish things off in style. So we'll see what they go with. For Core, it is Aura Scale on Gilman in the lead spot for extra jumping distance. Nor will answer with Prayer Beads Pamitha. Core breaks out Snadra with the extra starting Pyre life. Anor with Numbing Gust. Nutrition Stick Volfred, no rekindling, notably. Core goes Leech Bertrude with the Crone Salute to transform all of Anor's exiles into defenseless howlers once during this rite. And Anor will finish with the Speedy Jodariel. Alright, here we go. This will be our final of the night, our liberation rite. Core on the left representing the Chastity, and Nor on the right representing the True Nightwings. Best of luck to you both. Jawless Ball, thank you for the raid. We are in our final ride of the night for our RITE NITE multiplayer Pyre action. Thank you for the raid. Good to see you. Usually I don't commentate over these ones, but perhaps I'll make an exception here as you guys are just jumping in. We have a Nor against Core. A Nor moving in with Volfred. Throws it in, point blank, 7 damage here, willing away at Core's Pyre. Volfred, banished this time. Core, now with Bertrude. Getting into throwing range. No, goes the jumping route here. In fact, banished before he can do anything with her. Panther. Pondering what to do with her. Just goes straight in. Plunging for 20. And Core's throw. Not sure if he had enough range there. Either way, he does get banished. An orb moving in now with Jodariel. Knocks back one defender. I can't get rid of the last one. Oh, and Core still had an attacker over there. Passed it over to his worm, went for a quick throw. An orb with her sap. Locks down the orb. Now moving in with Pamitha. Swaps over to the sap. Quick throw from her. Lands for 6. Bertrude for Core. Over to Gilman. Gilman stopped. Anor, strong defensively. Now sets up the counterattack. Pamitha. Over to Volfred. Volfred blinks behind the Pyre. The Core saw it coming. Core on the attack now. Pressing forward with Bertrude. And Gilman taking the southern route. But he's stopped. Bertrude moves in. Banishes 2 of the defenders. Make it all of the defenders now. Nor did take Numbing Gust though, so if everyone is banished on her side, Core cannot sprint, jump, throw, or use any of their special abilities, but Core waits until the moment Nor gets someone back, and then leapfrogs over them and in for 30 with Bertrude. And now suddenly it is Core who does not have anyone back, and he does not have Numbing Gust, so he cannot prevent an Nor from throwing this one in. And that means we are awfully close here. At roughly 60 apiece. Core loses Bertrude. Pamitha switches in to Jodariel. Knocks. Oh no, gets banished. And now it's Bertrude with a little bit of room here for Core. Oh, but lands in the sapling. Down she goes. Nor with Pamitha into one corner. She going herself. Oh, loops around the Pyre and might have had an angle, but didn't go for it and gets banished. Jody. Volfred is taking names there and he's not even doing anything. Meanwhile, Jody remains hard at work here, but Core does get the orb back. Oh, also, forgot we still have Core 1. That's a Nor, is player 2, not Core 1. We were messing around a bit. Forgot to switch that back. Volfred. Using that extra blink mobility, but it's not enough to avoid the defenders there. Jody trying to chase down Bertrude and does. Gilman trying to bring her back, but can't do so, at least not yet. Jody avoids, but gets shoulder smashed by Snadra. Gilman. That looks short. Volfred trying to get out of there. Jody sidestepping, crisscrossing and hip-hopping all around, but does go down. Bertrude has to avoid that sapling. Does he have enough range on the throw from Bertrude? Core does. 22 damage and also 11 leech from that as well. It's a high value score from Bertrude on that occasion. Core's throw, oh, actually off target there. Has to settle for a plunge. Worth 15 damage, yes, but it means he's now without Gilman in this round. Oh, and Core still has his Crone Salute, transforming all of Norse Exiles into defensive towers. They can't do anything to stop Core's play here. And with no rekindling, that means that is the deciding score. GG.
Adversaries, they did not.
Well played, you two.
The liberation right.
And that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you, everybody who participated in the rites, and thank you, everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. All right, well, as I said, that was going to be our final rite of the night. So, let me just hop out of the Discords here and whatnot. But I will see you guys next week. I will see you next week. And before you leave just yet, chat, first let me kick these people out of Remote Play. Now, they left. They left Remote Play already. Remote Play was awfully cursed today, so all the more reason to flee. But thank you, everybody, for stopping by. That was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and thank you for the raids today as well. Jawless Paul, well, it's been a while since I've seen you on Twitch, right? You've been doing most of your stuff on YouTube nowadays, but good to see you back. Thanks for the raids there. And this was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, where we are coordinating this stuffs. If I can spell it correctly. There we are. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these RITE Nights, and our streaming schedule nowadays is Friday nights. We are now doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. That's Friday nights. Saturday nights, or Saturdays, basically all day really, is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Then Sundays, this RITE Night multiplayer Pyre. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game. In fact, there's a new expansion that is coming in shortly, so we'll probably do some looks at some of the new cards for that, as well as some Thronebreaker, the Gwent campaign. And we are, in all likelihood, one video away from finishing that. The next one will be, in all likelihood, the concluding video of the entire series, so looking forward to that as well. But if you haven't done so already, of course, you can also hit the follow button, notification when I go live. Just follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. I post there when we're live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord. Not the RITE Club, but my own Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link, if I spelled it correctly. There we go. Right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.